Hey everybody, so it's mail day today and I got a new piece of kit that I'm pretty excited about. Kase has sent me their Neutral Night filter, and this is a wonderful piece of glass that we put on our filter system that basically reduces the effects of light pollution in our night images. So as you can see, it's got a really cool magenta cast, and that's going to help eliminate a lot of the oranges and greens that we get in light pollution. I'm really excited to try this out. However, there's one problem. It's really cold outside. And I mean really cold. Right now, the entire province of Alberta is under an extreme cold weather warning. Daytime temperatures in Edmonton are around the -35 mark, and over the next couple of days, they're expected to drop for the lows to be in the -40 to -45 range, with wind chills taking us close to -50 or colder. -50. These are not ideal shooting conditions. However, with adversity comes advantage. And there's a night scene of the downtown skyline and some of the other things in the surrounding area that I've been looking forward to shooting in the cold for a long time. So, as awful as it's gonna be to get out there in these temperatures, I'm kind of excited to use this as an opportunity to try out my new Neutral Night filter. I think we're gonna come away with some good stuff, but first I need to get all of the gear that I'm gonna be using prepped in advance, because I don't want to be fiddling around with touching cold metal pieces and gear and all these different things out in the -50s with those wind chills. So first things first, I'm going to pack up my gear. I'm going to get it ready exactly how I need it so I can just literally take it out in the field, slap it on the tripod, focus, and done, ready to go. So let's see how we do that. All right, so if you've seen my previous videos, you know that I like to use the Kase Armor filter system. Now, the great thing about the Armor filter system is that it's this really cool magnetic holder that just snaps to the adapter ring magnetically and holds all of your filters. So I'm gonna get everything set up tonight. Like I said, I'm gonna do it all in advance because I don't want to be fiddling with all of this stuff in the cold, especially with these metal pieces and stuff. So first things first, I'm going to take my camera and my lens. I'm gonna be shooting with the R5 tonight, Canon R5, because I kind of want to test it out in the extreme cold as well. So all I do is I just take my adapter ring, like so, and I just thread it in to the threads on my 24-70 lens, and it's ready to go. Now, the great thing about the magnetic system that Kase has developed is that I don't actually have to use the holder if I don't want to. I can just apply it right there magnetically, and that is on there, and it's pretty secure. It's pretty stable. It's not going anywhere. But in a case like tonight, it's gonna be super cold, and the last thing I wanna be doing is taking my gloves on and off or exposing my fingertips to pull that off of there, because it is a little bit delicate, and it's great at any time of the year except for these extreme frigid temperatures. So with that, now I'm going to take my armor holder, and it magnetically just snaps right on there. There's this great little catch right here, and I can pull that right off. Boom, that's on there, and that's even more secure. Once the holder is on, I just take my filter, and it just pops right in there. Good to go. Now I can easily, just with my thumb and my mitts, I can just pull that right off anytime I need to be changing the filter. So now that that's ready to go, I'm also going to prep my other lens that I might use tonight, which is the 70-200. Hey, Quinn. And I'm going to take my 77mm ring because it's a different size ring, and I'm going to screw that on there. Now, admittedly, my 70-200 is a little banged up in and around this area. It had a couple of falls because, well, as nature photographers, if we're not beating up our gear, we're probably doing nature photography wrong, right? So it doesn't secure on there quite as well, but that has nothing to do with the system. It has everything to do with my banged up lens. But once it's on there, same thing. If I need to, I can just pull that off of that and snap that on. So with my gear all ready, I'm gonna finish packing up my bag, and I'm gonna wait for it to get dark, and then we're gonna go and see what sort of conditions we can get tonight. All right. It's finally dark outside. It is currently -32 degrees Celsius with a wind chill of -41. We're gonna go out and shoot. All my gear is packed up, ready to go. Quinn's gonna stay here on the couch. I've got a warm hot chocolate and all my warm weather gear ready to put on. It's gonna be an adventure. Things are gonna happen fast. There's not gonna be a lot of time for B-roll, but I'm gonna try to get what I can. So, are you ready to go? Let's go do it. All right, so we've arrived at our first location and it's gonna be this beautiful cityscape shot of the Edmonton skyline. And I know what you're thinking. Why am I going out and doing this when it's so extremely cold when I could just do this shot any old time? Well, the answer is the extreme cold means that the water vapor in the air that's being put out by the buildings or the refineries in the area, things like that, it just hangs in the air. And it just creates this almost apocalyptic atmospheric environment that only happens, in these extreme times of the year. So yes, I absolutely could have made this video at another time and been way warmer and been way happier, but I wouldn't have got what are really unique shots. And I want this video to be special and to show that, sometimes if we push ourselves in these extreme moments, that we come away with shots that, we don't normally get. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing it this way, and I hope you enjoy the results. We're gonna step out into the cold here and just see how it goes. Wish me luck. All right, as you can tell, it is absolutely freezing out here. With the wind chill, it's probably pushing about -45. So I don't want to be out here too much longer. But as you can see, the conditions behind me with all that vapor hanging on the cityscape is absolutely incredible. The Kase Neutral Night filter is doing a wonderful job of just eliminating all of that greeny, orangey tint that you see. I'm gonna show you on the back of the camera what that looks like as I take the filter on and off, and I'm gonna record video on the camera too so you can see it. We're gonna do that, we're gonna do it really quick. And as soon as I'm done that, I'm gonna get back to the vehicle and start to warm up because it is absolutely frigid. So you can see this is what everything looks like without the Neutral Night filter. And everything kind of has like a greeny sort of orangey cast to it. But watch when I put the filter on, you can really see the difference that it makes when cutting out all that light. So it takes all of that out, it gives it a bit of a magenta cast, which we can obviously work with in post. But it makes it look so much more natural, which is why it's, a natural Neutral Night filter. All right, so I'm back in the Jeep, out of the wind, out of the cold. I'm really excited with how those shots turned out. It's exactly what I was envisioning, and I'm really excited to get home and get those processed. I'll show you those at the end of the video. In the meantime, I'm gonna head out to the refinery area, just on the outskirts of Edmonton. That part of town looks like super apocalyptic at the best of times, and with all of this vapor hanging around them, I'm just envisioning these crazy like Blade Runner style visuals, and I'm hoping I'm right. So let's head out there and see if that's how things are looking. All right, I'm making a quick little stop at this really cool industrial spot. Looks really cool with all that vapor coming out of it and long exposure. Just really cool, super simple, super straightforward. It's so orange around here, so the Neutral Night filter is really working well. And I'll show you some close to that here in a second. So you can see it's super orange. And then I put the filter on, it just goes to a nice neutral color. Really like that effect. All right, as you can see, I've got some great refineries here in the background. They just look so apocalyptic and Blade Runner-esque. framed up like this with all this vapor around them. I've switched from my lens from my 24-70 to my 70-200, just so I can zoom in and get some really great detail on those refineries. Again, the neutral night filter has really made a difference in how those look. I've taken some video on the camera. I've taken some before and after shots. I'm going to show you those. But I'm going to wrap things up right now because I'm losing feeling in my fingertips and my toes are numb and it's absolutely freezing out here. I love shooting in these conditions, but enough is enough. It's time to go back into the warmth of the indoors. All right, I had a great sleep in my warm, cozy bed. I've got the feeling back in my fingers and my toes, and all is right in my world. I have spent the morning editing my photos, and I'm thrilled with some of the shots that I got last night. If you follow me on social media, you know that like night photography is pretty much my jam. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, form of photography, nature photography in particular. And the one thing that I don't do a lot of with it is urban cityscape night photography. But really, that's what this filter is absolutely made for. It just reduces all of that sodium vapor light color that creates that yellow and almost greenish, orangey effect that happens when we're taking photos in the cities. This just eliminates it almost completely. I'm excited to take it out and try it in the field for Milky Way and Aurora in areas where there is some light pollution on the horizon to see what that does. You can expect another video of that soon, but it's gonna have to warm up a lot before that happens. The one thing that you have to be careful with this filter is if your scene has any like pure white light in it, this filter has that magenta cast on it, and it's going to affect that pure white light. So that's something that you do have to be mindful of. But other than that, it's absolutely perfect for what you need it to do. I'm going to finish the video off here by showing you some before and afters with the filter on and off, the raw files, and then I'm going to finish with my favorite fully edited photos. These conditions again are kind of rare. We had some spectacular vapor and atmosphere going on, and I'm really thrilled with the shots. I wanted this video to be something special other than just here we're just going to go out and shoot something regular. And I hope that you enjoy everything that went into making it, because it was painful in some cases. It was thrilling. It was adventurous. It was a little bit dodgy, but I'm really happy with how it all came together. In photography, a lot of times there's no reward without risk, and I think the shots that I got at the end of the night here kind of prove that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.